listening to SMARTalk, conversations with filmmakers regarding progressive solutions to society's most pressing problems.
All right, everybody, what's going on? This is Alex over here with SMARTalk.
Thank you for coming.
And thanks for joining me tonight. I'm super excited. 2020, and we're here with a bunch of guests that I've invited to talk about progressive solutions to our problems, society's problems, and this doing this live here. And so we have a bunch of guests lined up. We've got Hakeem Bellamy with the city of Albuquerque. We've got Mike Silva with, he's with Rude Boy Cookies, and he's also with the Albuquerque Trolley. And Chris Brennan, of course, with Reviva, and Audrey McNamara. So we are super excited that we're gonna have a bunch of folks here with us tonight. And so let's get started. I'm going to go ahead and bring in our first guest, Mr. Mike Silva. And of course, we're doing all this live, and we're also podcasting through Anchor FM, and we're excited about that. And here's Mr. Mike Silva. How you doing, brother? I can't hear you, but I think I will in a minute.
Hey, how's it going?
Good to see you, Mike. How you doing this evening?
Good, man. How you doing?
Pretty good, pretty good. Here, starting out this new year with this new podcast, live stream, and I wanted to kind of shed light on people like you who are doing so many things in the community. But also, you're an entrepreneur. You're someone that's had some success here in Albuquerque, with your businesses.
Yeah.
And all that. So talk to us a little bit about your background, so for folks that don't know you.
Okay, yeah. Hey, my name is Mike Silva. Moved to Albuquerque when I was in third grade, so 8 years old. I was born in Pasadena, San Bernardino, California. Grew up in and around kind of Los Angeles area, and then we moved here in third grade. Been in Albuquerque ever since, passionate about the place. I love it. I'm a local entrepreneur. I have a couple of businesses, Albuquerque Tourism and Sightseeing Factory, which is a tourism-based business, trolley tours, party bikes, that kind of thing. And Rude Boy Cookies, which is a sweet shop, cookies, ice cream. And tour company's been in business since 2009, and Cookie Shop's been in business since 2014.
Wow. So what made you, so the trolley company, the tour company came into realization first. What gave you the idea for that? Were you involved with that, or, before you moved to Albuquerque?
No. So the tourism business was kind of born out of a little bit of a powder keg moment, some angst, some frustration. I would even say maybe some anger. I had a job that I really, really cared about, and they fired me. To this day, I feel like it was unjust, but it was in that moment when I was kind of walking out of the offices there with my box and all my stuff in it, where I decided I was never going to work for anybody ever again. Wow. So that was kind of a powder keg moment for me. And then my buddy, my business partner in the tour business, his name is Jesse Herron. I met him at that job, so that was the good that came from it. And a couple years after I left that job, he and I reconnected. And when we reconnected, he had just been fired from his job. He had left the job that we shared together. And so we were both just kind of frustrated and decided we weren't going to work for people anymore. And we got together and decided we were going to get together and do business of our own. And then we decided we had to decide what that was going to be. And we came to realize our passion collectively and shared was Albuquerque. So we were going to try to build a business around Albuquerque. And
wow. So you didn't really have a lot of experience in that industry, did you?
Well, my background was hospitality and tourism.
Okay.
His was the same. So we had some experience, but not directly related trolley tours, but in the industry, and we knew a lot of the people in the industry. So once we decided we were going to do the business, we started asking questions of people that had been around for much longer than us, much more experienced than us,
Okay.
knew the hospitality and tourism market here really well. And we got a lot of feedback. We asked a lot of questions. We got some pros and cons, and we kind of used a little bit of that kind of, research that we were able to do to help us build the business.
Okay. Well, that's a really awesome story. There's we're kind of in the age of the entrepreneur, right, Mike? What did you
Yeah.
say?
Yeah.
And so going from what you were doing before to the trolleys, how does that work? Without getting too much into the nitty gritty, you need some investors, you need a lot of luck, I guess.
Yeah, definitely. We decided, we did the business the way, kind of from an academic perspective, what we went to school for. And so we built this big business plan, and it was, this super thick manual,
Yeah.
probably 200 pages, and it had graphs and charts, and it was, just, what you would expect to
Right.
come from a couple of college graduates. And my business partner actually had his master's from Anderson, so business school here at UNM. So we did it from a very academic perspective. And then we started going out and trying to find banks to loan us some money. This was in 2007 and 2008. And there wasn't a bank in Albuquerque that would lend us any money. Yeah. So we were kind of faced with a pretty large obstacle right out of the gate. I didn't have any money saved up, and he didn't have any money saved up. And so we were like, well, what are we going to do? Are we going to let the dream die, or are we going to try to find another way? So after getting rejected by just about every bank in town, we turned to our friends and family and basically said, hey, we have this idea. Here's the idea. We're asking you to believe in us, not necessarily to believe in the business, because, they didn't really know anything about it either, but just to believe in us. And so that's how the tourism business was built. It was built on family kind of supporting us and then allowing us to launch the business. That's how we built it. It was
so kind of like, in a way, it was not all, but I should say there was like a community aspect to it where, your friends and family kind of helped out with it, right?
Yeah, we kind of crowdfunded it. We kind of,
Crowdfunded, yeah.
One of those Kickstarted it before that was even a thing. We just did
Before
it.
that was a thing, yeah. We did that at the rail yards with the Kickstarter, and
Yeah.
that was 2014. I'm glad we had that, but boy, you guys really started from scratch in some ways, huh?
Yeah, for sure. And the beauty of it in retrospect was that where the banks didn't want to loan us any money, which was definitely a negative initially, it turned out to be a blessing because,
Okay.
anytime you're starting a new business, one of the biggest obstacles and one of the biggest burdens and the thing that hangs over you more than anything is that bank note that's due every month.
Yeah,
If you've borrowed money from a bank, you owe that note every single month, and they don't really care. They want to get paid. So luckily for us, the people that we owed money to, they weren't coming to repossess our houses, and when we were struggling and couldn't make
your
a
grandma
payment
wasn't coming to break your knees, or
exactly, So,
maybe she was.
in that way, it was a bit of a blessing. It allowed the business to kind of grow and not have that fear and that stress of, hey, we got a bank note, we got to pay every 15th of the month, and we don't have any money because first year of the business, we didn't have much money.
Right.
So that was a bit of a blessing that came out of it, in fact.
Yeah, no, that not having that over your head really helps out. And obviously with this pandemic thing, I think there was some money out there, some loan money. I honestly don't know how that all went with the federal government money to the small businesses, and if folks did get money to help them start businesses. Maybe you know a little bit more about that.
Yeah, so now 2021, I guess, first day of 2021, I now have two businesses. So the tourism business and the cookie shop, and both of my businesses received the payroll protection program money. That's federal money. Both of my businesses have received money from Bernalillo County.
My town is the greatest.
And both
they
of my
got
businesses have received money from the city as well. The city's been significant. So we received grants, and and federal money. So, it's helped us quite a bit, honestly, to stay alive and to stay afloat in this incredibly difficult time to be in business for oneself. Yeah.
Yeah, no, it's really tough, and I definitely feel for folks who are having, who have small businesses and, even medium-sized businesses. Everybody's struggling, to tell you the truth. And so just trying to pull together and support what we're doing. I know, switching over to, well, before we leave the trolley company, are you guys still doing stuff or not yet? Are you planning it soon?
Well, COVID shut us down. So the trolley season is basically April through December. November, we kind of closed down for a while, but October we're busy, and December we pick back up for holiday stuff.
Okay.
So January, February, March are our quiet months. So fast forward or
okay.
rewind back to March of 2020, we were getting ready to start our season. We just had the trolley checked up for its, annual maintenance, and we were starting to meet with our staff and gearing up for our season. And then, as you recall, mid-March is when kind of the country shut down and they started, closing everything. And so we never even got out of the gate. The tourism business
Wow.
for 2020 never, ever got out of the gate. Now, the good news is about 2 years ago, we purchased a small business from a very young entrepreneur, ABQ in a Box.
Okay.
And that's a business. It's the tourism business's product. It's our first product. And that's a business where you imagine things that come to mind when you think of Albuquerque. And we have a business that packages all those things together, and then we ship them all over the country, all over the world, actually. So if you have a grandma that lives in Phoenix and she used to live here and she's missing Albuquerque, then you can send her one of our ABQ in a boxes. And so that business picked up for the holiday season. And last year we sold 300 boxes for the holiday season. And this year we sold about 1,300.
Wow.
So it was phenomenal for us, where the tourism business, the trolley, the party bikes, the walking tours never got off the ground. We limped along, we saved our pennies, we barely made it. And then we got to the holiday season and the box did okay for us. So
Yeah. Do you see it on your screen there?
I do see it.
This is what you're talking about, right? ABQ
Yep,
box?
that's it. We had people ordering from all over the country. We sent some boxes to international as well this year. So it was significant for us. It helped to kind of give us a little bit of money to survive this incredibly difficult time.
Yeah, no, it's definitely been challenging. And so with transitioning over to Rude Boy Cookies, I know you guys have been open when you can be open, and not open when you can't be open, obviously. Talk to us a little bit about that.
Yeah, so the cookies, we also around March shut down like everybody else, and then we had to figure out what are we going to do, how are we going to keep this thing going. My business partner there is a gal named Kristen Dowling, and she's an exceptional baker. She's a rock star in the world of baking, and so we came up with this idea to do these take-home baking kits, take home and decorate cookie kits. Not groundbreaking. Cookie shops all over the country were doing these, but we started doing them, and they were a huge hit for us. And so we actually had a good spring this year, in spite of the pandemic. We partnered up with Explora and did an Explora cookie decorating kit, and it was very popular with a lot of our families, because now they could buy a kit and take it home. And kids could decorate the cookies, and it's now a 2-hour activity. And the Explorer kit had an Explorer activity sheet, and so there was an even more interactive piece to it, and so that was successful for us. And we then ended up having a decent fall, and then maybe the best Christmas season we've ever had. So our supporters at the cookie shop have really rallied around us, man. They've been huge for us. So we decent years.
Yeah, no, that's really cool to hear. Really impressive, Mike. You've really done so much with that. I know Explorer has been on top of the game as well, because I'm a teacher during the day, and they've really been out there working with schools and all that. So kudos to them, and kudos to you. Yeah, this is my little Twitter live cam.
Yeah, no worries, man.
And here's my one
There we go.
Albuquerque. So you get one Albuquerque wave here for being such an awesome businessman. But now we're going to switch gears a little bit and going to get a little bit into the nitty gritty, as we used to say. And I want to talk about Burque Against Racism. So I'm going to go ahead and let everyone see this. Actually, what we're going to show first is that super cool video. And then, oh, this is the Rude Boy cookies.
Yeah.
Yeah, why don't we watch this real quick? I really want to check this out, especially since you
Okay.
just set it up. And
Sure.
then we'll go to the Burque Against Racism.
Yeah, we recorded this as a way to drive some business.
I got the fever for the flavor of these good foods. Let me tell you where I got them, Rudy's. RBC, the style is new. The cookies are boss, ice cream sandwich, please, with that chocolate sauce. Scaboogie, my friend. Let's go. Pick it up, come on in. Go scoop it. Yeah, we got it. Get cookies.
Yeah.
cream sandwich.
That was too cool. I did not expect that, Mike. I did, I didn't have a chance to look at this asset before. And I know you, I know you from different areas, but I do also know you from the music scene, and I know how much you love the reggae scene and all that.
Yeah.
So that was super exciting. We got to book you, when we open up again. I got to call in with the Body Plus of Music to call you.
Yeah, man. Yeah. I'm still trying to do one of the beauties out of this time home and not really at work as much as I would normally be is I've actually been able to do a lot more music this year than I've done in probably the last 5 years. So I've been playing a lot more music. I've been writing a little bit more and recording and just kind of getting a little bit more back to my roots musically.
Oh, well, that's super awesome. We're going to have you back on here. I didn't know you had the music in you.
Oh, yeah, bro.
I have to have you back on. But now we're going to turn to Burque Against Racism and tell us a little bit about this, Mike.
Yeah, so this, again, where the tourism business is myself and my buddy Jesse Herron, the cookie shop is myself and Kristen Dowling. This Burque Against Racism was started by myself and Charles Ashley III, and we basically sprung to action after the George Floyd murder. We're part of a Black men's professional group. Myself and Charles and 4 other guys started the group back in 2016, and then we've grown the group over the last 4 years and have done our fair share of kind of community work around lifting up Black lives in Albuquerque. And then when the George Floyd murder happened, Charles and I just felt motivated and compelled to step out and do more. So we started doing some community events. We had an 8-minute and 46-second moment of silence at Civic Plaza, which was attended by over 200 people. 8 minutes and 46 seconds representative of the time that the officer had his knee on George Floyd's neck.
Yeah. Okay.
And that was a pretty powerful moment. And that was the beginning of what became a pretty engaged and interactive next, say, 4 to 6 weeks. We had several public events. We then moved to online with the pandemic kind of worsening and spiking. And then we ended up, being able to create an official organization with support from the Albuquerque Community Foundation as our fiscal sponsor and donors coming together for us to build a website and create marketing assets and logos.
Okay.
And all that just allows us to spread the word about what we're doing, which is we approach this social justice work from the lens of entrepreneurs. Our goal is to lift up people through with an economic lens. How do we help people get significant careers, not just jobs, but how do we impact the community that way? How do we challenge the deal makers, the community leaders, the CEOs to actually diversify their offices, diversify their CEO suite level positions? So that's a little bit of the work we're doing with Burque Against Racism.
That's super awesome. It's so great to hear. It's definitely grassroots, man. That's what you're really about. And so some folks can come up here, sign up for this newsletter, and get on your team.
Yeah. You can sign up there, and we try to keep people informed and engaged. We just did in the last month alone, we recognized the issue that people are facing around food insecurity and hunger, and we held a food drive. We raised close to $40,000. One Albuquerque Foundation was significant in that, and we had some significant community partners. And then just regular folks donating money out of their own pockets. And we took that money and we purchased gift cards from area grocery stores, and we donated gift cards to principals from public schools in Albuquerque that had high proportion of Title I kids. And we got all those gift cards out to the principals. We just donated some money to another community organization that needed help buying gifts for their kids they serve for the holidays. So we're pretty active, and we definitely are. We're just getting started. We're going to be around. We're going to be continuing to do the work around what we believe is important, lifting up the Black lives in Albuquerque, which in turn lifts up the greater Albuquerque community, just makes us greater, makes us stronger. We're eager and motivated to help all people in Albuquerque, but specifically targeting trying to lift up our Black brothers and sisters.
Right. No, I definitely hear that. And on that note, it looks like you have some civic partnerships as well with the city and all that.
Well, yeah, the One Albuquerque Foundation helped us with our food drive, and we have a good relationship with the city. Obviously, myself and Charles are both sitting on boards, city boards, and so our relationships with the city are strong. But we try to utilize and challenge our friends in business. Charles and I both have created companies, so we have a lot of friends that are job creators and business creators, and we've challenged those type of folks to step up and show your face and be a part of the solution.
Mike, one thing that I've been emphasizing for what time is it, 6:30? For the past few hours we've been in 2021 is the need to be intentional.
Yeah.
The need to, I feel like we've been beating around the bush too long, and taking one step forward, two steps back, because you kind of don't want to step on people's toes. But 2020 showed us that, I feel at least, that we need to be a little bit more intentional, a little bit, we need to think about things and think about what actions we need to take in order to solve problems, like at a real level, Mike. These problems that you're addressing here with racism, they're hundreds of years old, right? And they're ingrained in our system and our institutions. And you, by working with the city, are disentangling, is like the expression I like to use. So I really appreciate the work you're doing. I love your store. It's super awesome. It's Marisol's favorite cookie place. And so we go by there all the time. Yeah. And just to know that you're doing something really positive with a lot of the resources that you get from there and the trolley company, it's just been a pleasure of mine to know you. And I just wanted to bring you on here. So the rest of the city, the state, and this is a podcast as well. So I hope, we were descriptive enough in what we were seeing. But I just want folks to know and not just to celebrate you, but to say, hey, Mike just started a business from scratch. Nobody would lend him any money, and Mike helped to start an organization, Burque Against Racism. And I know you also work with teachers and APS and all that as well. So kudos to you, brother. Appreciate you for coming on. And like I said, whenever you're ready to play, I think there's a few bands in town that would love to have you.
No, man, I'm definitely looking forward to doing some more music. And I'll just close it by saying this, man. I'm not doing anything out of the ordinary. I'm just doing something, right? Too many people just sit on the sidelines and do nothing. So I'm just trying to challenge people to do something. Like, choose one thing. The city has this new platform. Choose one. Choose one thing and just do it. I mean, we all got to do something. The world is crying for our help. We gotta answer the call.
Yeah, no, choose one thing. I like that. I really like that. Well, Mike, with that, we'll see you soon. We'll talk again soon. And I really appreciate you bringing one of our first guests and hanging out in the lobby. I hope Hakeem wasn't messing with you in the lobby there in the green room.
Nah, I didn't even see him, man. Tell him I said what's up.
He'll be on any minute now. Thanks a lot, Mike. Gonna
All
go
right.
ahead and say adios.
All right,
And
brother.
I'll
Peace
see
out.
you soon.
All right, bro.
All right, everybody. That was Mike Silva there with Rude Boy Cookies. All of the information will be on our website, communitypublishing.org/SmartTalk. The next person I want to bring on